In case you didn't know, I actually opened up my very own merch store, and there you can find some awesome keychains, stickers, and memory markers like these. They even come in bundles, so be sure to check them out. And as always, thank you so much for the support, and be sure to stay tuned for more drops coming in the future. This new BT14 WarGreymon seems to have it all, says it has it all, but does it really have it all? Let's find out. Alright, so for our first feature game, we're going to be up against Greymon, which is going to have a little bit of a nerf because of the restriction of Geo Grey, but overall I still feel Grey is a really powerful deck. And right here, we are going first. Looking at our hand, it just looks fine in most places. You know, we have a rookie to go into, we have a training card that we can utilize as well, which is always fantastic. We can search and basically set up really nicely with this board right here. And we see the entire line. We're just missing a level 4, but we can easily comfortably find it because we're going to cycle for more cards later. We have Algo X to play as well. So really good. And we're going to do an early push up right here, mainly because I want to showcase how we utilize the brand new Metal Greymon Ace, also known as the hand trap, so we can come out early as a level 4 and just sit there. So then we can actually answer some boards early on against the opponent. We see they come up with a Patamon. They're going to try and probably go into potentially a Geo Greymon for free, which is going to be insanely good. But it looks like the opponent's trying to decide and sort of review their options. They actually opt not to go into something because it seemed like they had something. And I believe right here is because they actually wanted to go for this upcoming play, which they go into this Geo Grey for 3 instead, but they lets them play a Marcus for free. Unfortunately, they're not able to sort of like reduce our DP all the way down, so our Greymon actually survives, which is kind of neat right here. At this moment, you know, we can just outside build our stack and just grow it out there and just establishing as much pressure as possible and make them answer it. Here, I'm just really contemplating if we want to go into Metal Greymon Ace. Sometimes you don't have to be too greedy about having to save it as a hand trap, whereas you can actually make proactive plays with it and actually get rid of stuff on the board, because I'm here really evaluating that it's really important to get rid of this Geo Grey so that they don't climb, because when they go into Rise Grey afterwards, they're going to be able to play more Marcuses for free, and then they can climb into Shine Grey, and then all the explosive combos just comes in really early on, which is why we remove it. Then we follow up with a Metal Grey X antibody to do more checks and establish an early pressure, forcing them to do something and sort of like making the board stay as good as possible for us. And then afterwards, we're just going to finalize with a WarGreymon with Reboot as well. We have Blocker, not highly necessary, but I just want to establish a strong body on the board. There wasn't really much else to play. I could go for a Algo X there, but I'm also just saving the Agumon at the back just in case if I ever want to do push it out and then go for an Algo X double combo to get more value off of it. And then we don't really have to suspend the tie either to gain the memory back since they start at 3. So, you know, we just want to have a big body, make them do something, you know, whatever they play as well, we can raid into it, so then we can keep removing things and control the board right there. But right here, they're just really setting up, which is really good for them. Look at all the memory boosts that they're playing. Look at all the training cards that they have. You know, this is the one best thing about Shine Greymon, is that they have access to both of those colors for the training. It's just really good. Now, back to us, we don't have a lot of memory to work with, and we know for sure they're going to pop off in the next turn. So here, we're really just contemplating if we want to push out the Agumon or not, which I actually don't want to. I want to save it because we can showcase another really cool combo afterwards as a contingency plan. We're going to utilize WarGreymon just to do as much checks as possible, and being able to play ties for free is great. Here, we're actually deciding if we actually want to use the BT14 ties to suspend to gain an extra memory, because if I do, I can actually play another training card which I can see in my hand, and then even follow up with a Algo X and then passing them back to 3 to search a little bit more. But I felt like it was really crucial to actually set up for this particular tie because it's the Memory Tamer tie, which is going to be very helpful and beneficial for us later on if we go for the Warping combo, which we're going to try and get to. Because here we know for sure they're going to try and answer our board. They're going to try really hard. They have to do as much things as they can. And it looks like they're missing pieces right here at this moment. And they really need to dig through and find their pieces. But honestly, I feel like Shine Grey can very easily find their pieces just because of all those searching cards that they have anyways, which is going to be really good. Right here you can see Agumon playing that, finding the Geo Greymon that they need in particular at this moment, and now they can just combo off. But like I mentioned, I feel like they're going to be able to clear this board. Our WarGreymon is no longer DP buffed as strong. It's only sitting around, I believe, 14k DP, and it's very easy for Shine Grey to get rid of it because immediately they're going to push out with that Marcus using the Agumon to, you know, let it come out. They're going to swing with it. Unfortunately, it does get deleted in security battle, but they still minus like 3000 DP with the Marcus, gain a memory, minus another 1k with the Coromon egg as well, playing down another Rise Gray here to Digivolve because they really need that extra memory too. So then they can Digivolve for 1 effectively, and then they get to play this Marcus as 1 afterwards, and then being able to might reduce it a little bit more. I feel like the Shine Gray player could have just went into Rise Gray first anyways and still been able to retain turn, especially if they, you know, had that Marcus to gain that memory afterwards, because then they don't have to worry as much. But maybe they drew into it, maybe it was luck, who knows. But right here, they're gonna finish off with a Rise Gray, playing down another Marcus right there, which basically gets rid of our stack entirely because of that. And now they finish off with Shine Gray, which I think they could have went to Shine Gray a little bit earlier on, and then they could have done a lot more aggressive plays and checks and whatnot. But that also depends if they have a burst more or not. But they did get rid of our stack, which is totally fine. And this is exactly why I kept the Agumon in raising for this particular moment, because I see on the board we can go for the lethal combo with a brand new showcase of the WarGreymon, which we're contemplating to get into highly just to finish the game. We're just double checking for anything. Maybe if they have a security bomb, it could be over, but we're just double checking if we can actually do this properly. We start at 3, that's why we play the memory tie, because we have to pay 4. We gain the memory back with that tie as well. So then we can now swing into them. We can raid into the Shine Greymon, getting rid of the stack, piercing, security +1, all that jazz, and we can just finish the game with Omnimon right here, just like that. Okay, so for our second game today, we're going to be playing against Mirage Galgomon, which is another really highly anticipated deck with all the new updates, because it's expected to be fairly strong, even with the restriction of the Mac Galgomon at 1. This is going to be a really interesting matchup overall, just because it's going to be like the battle of the big stack. Both of us are trying to build a really huge stack and can swing and potentially go for OTK combos, which I feel that Mirage Galgomon is a little bit more efficient at doing that, because they just have better search pieces and searching cards than Greymon does sometimes. But overall, we saw our opening hand. We are starting first. We didn't see a rookie. We didn't find any search cards. It only made sense for us to sort of switch up and mulligan and try to hope for a better hand right here. And luckily, we did find some Agumons, which is great, because then we can easily just Digivolve here and then just to find some pieces and continue to build our stack. Hitting 2 targets with tie, Metal Greymon, really good. Not the most ideal stacks that we can be building, but really confident that we can, you know, potentially find more pieces as we Digivolve more as we go. We're really just missing a Greymon at this moment, so I'm really hoping that we can see one later on, so then we can start building a really good stack out of it. For Mirage side of things, it's very simple. They're just trying to build as well at the same time, and we're just going to try to take this slowly, playing that tie, you know, seeing if we can delay a turn a little bit and just be patient, so then hopefully we draw into that Greymon and see what we have and sort of plan ahead from there. And again, they're searching as well. They're setting up their blue memory boost. They're setting up their mental training cards, which are going to be incredibly helpful for them. Here we found an Agu X, fantastic, immediately great cycle. We can then start Digivolving, building our stack in the back. We can go into our gray X's as well. And finding another Greymon is really fantastic here, because then we can, you know, do a double level 4. We have a level 4 at the back, we have a level 4 at the front. And mainly doing so, having a similar game plan as the previous game, is to have the Metal Greymon Blast Ace from our hand, so we can bait them into attacking us, and they're gonna try to see some value right there. And then if they do bait for the attack and they don't respect it, we get a free evo just like that. It's gonna be really good. So here they're just contemplating what they want to play. You know, we're trying to give them as little memory to work with as possible as well, so they just felt value was here. Surprise, surprise! Hand trap, here we go. We get to pop their Galmon and basically get a free evo, which is really good. One really unfortunate thing with this particular stack though is that there's no protection on it whatsoever. So if it ever gets bounced and leaves the field very easily, which Mirage Gal is what it does best on that deck, it's going to be all over for us, which is really hard. So we're going to try to, you know, apply as much pressure as possible right here at this moment. We're going to try to like raid into it, and then we can also like play tie for free here. I think reviewing at this moment, maybe I felt like I kind of missed an opportunity of potentially even OTKing the opponent at this moment. Because what I could have actually done was, rather than Digivolving into this WarGreymon right here, giving it reboot and blocker for no reason, we could have went really aggressive and actually use the Metal Greymon and Digivolve it into a WarGreymon X instead, and do a ton of checks with it. It would be at least security +1 and 2 with the tie, which is like triple checks with piercing, and we could have gained a bunch of memory back. And we also had the black tie to, you know, give it extra memory afterwards for Digivolving, and we could have retained our turn. We could have went for a very aggressive play to even swing in with our Metal Greymon Ace potentially for 2 checks or even 3 checks, the rest of the checks, and we even had a Blitz Omni to go for game right there. So I felt like I kind of missed an opportunity there, but I was really worried that I didn't really want to go for the big gamble play, because if we gambled and we swung into security with Metal Greymon Ace without having a stronger body on top, it could be very bad for us, because then immediately we're going to lose 3 memory and it's just going to pass to them, and then they can just hard clap at us back. I felt like we could have taken the game a little bit slower, because it felt like they may not have an answer just yet. But honestly, they're really well set up. They found that Mac Galgamon, which we saw earlier from their search, I believe anyways. Effectively, Digivolving for 1 cost is the reason why this card is restricted down to 1. It's just really strong. Bouncing the Algo X back to our hand, gaining a memory that they need and stuff like that. And then now they can easily get into their level 6 right there. That was what I was worried about, because I felt like I really need to Digivolve the WarGrey on top of the Metal Greymon Ace because of Mirage Gal. Mirage Gal bounces a level 5, and once they bounce their level 5 of our Metal Greymon, which has no protection with it at all, they gain a ton of value from that too. So here they're just really contemplating, they're trying to see if they can go for that big one-shot combo, and it's pretty crazy what Mirage Galgamon can do here. We have a blocker, which is our WarGreymon, which is nice. We can probably potentially stop attack. We're pretty big right there, so they can't just attack without thinking twice into us. But here, when it comes to Mirage Gal, it's a very interesting interaction right here, because they're going to attempt to bounce the Metal Grey back to our hand. Now, we do have the protection, and if we do protect it, that means a card was not bounced from Mirage Gal's effect, meaning we still have to add a security to our hand. So we kind of decided that, okay, we want to keep the Metal Greymon on board kind of in the end, just because we do want to have an extra body in case we can always clap back, and we don't want to lose an extra body, because otherwise it's for sure a lose for us. We have no rookie at the back in the raising either. So we decided to actually save it. But if we didn't save it, we would just have bounced back to Metal Grey, and we'd have basically no bodies on the board at the moment. So they're just going to be swinging with their barrage of attacks right now with Mirage Gal. Now, there's a little bit of mistake. I thought they did like security +1, because I'm so used to them having like AVAULT in the bottom. So it wouldn't have 2 checks right there, but that's okay. We immediately addressed it and realized right here that it was only supposed to be 1 check each. So the 2 checks that we did earlier there will be counted for these double attacks at this moment. And then now they're able to play the Thomas to sort of swing and sort of unsuspend and continue it properly right there. So it was okay. We were able to fix the game state right there. And looking pretty doomed for us, unfortunately, because now they can just swing in again. We have 8 cards left in our hand, but they're able to play another Thomas, finding it like that very easily. So we're back at 9 cards. Now they swing, bottom deck 1 card from our hand, and then get to unsuspend once again, and no Gaia Force to save us. So they finish the game just like that. What do you guys think about this brand new WarGreymon? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to see more BT14 gameplays, including Lugamon, Digipolice, and the Angels vaccine stuff, definitely check out more gameplay videos right here to learn all about them. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video, and this is AVAULT signing